The jungle hums with life. Cicadas buzz beneath shifting leaves. Distant howler monkeys echo from the ridge. A pair of field rescue workers, Annika and Dev, move carefully along the overgrown path, machetes brushing aside vines. They're not here on routine patrol. A call came in early. Local rangers reported sounds, unmistakably distress cries, coming from deep in Sector 9, too far from any guerrilla troop, too close to a ravine. And the noises, not bird, not cat, something else, something louder, sharper. They stop. Then, there it is again. A scream, guttural, wrenching, almost human. Annika spins toward the sound, brow furrowed. That's a gorilla. Dev lifts his binoculars, scans the trees. Nothing. They radio base. No troop activity recorded in this zone. Still, they move faster. The trail narrows. Roots twist across the earth like veins. The air thickens with heat and tension. Then, a flicker of movement above. Stop, Dev whispers. They look up. 30 feet off the ground, half hidden in tangled canopy, a massive silverback gorilla clings to a thick branch. His body is twisted awkwardly, legs dangling, muscles trembling. He's not just up there. He's stuck and swarmed. A furious storm of bees surrounds him, thousands, pouring from a shattered hive, lodged high in the fork of a nearby tree. The air is alive with their rage. His fur ripples as he thrashes, letting out another cry. Jesus, Annika breathes. He's being stung alive. The gorilla lets out another scream, raw, filled with panic. But he doesn't fall. He's holding on. And then Annika sees it. The way his arm curls inward. Not to protect himself, to shield something. A shape, tucked close to his chest, small and unmoving. Is that? She starts. Dev raises his scope again, focuses. It's not another gorilla. It's a baby chimpanzee, barely breathing. Curled beneath the gorilla's massive arm like a child under a blanket. The gorilla is shielding it, taking the stings, absorbing the pain. Annika radios base. We've got a silverback 30 feet up, entangled under bee attack, and he's not alone. He's protecting an infant chimp. I repeat, a chimpanzee. Say again? The voice crackles back. Annika repeats it. Dev pulls out the tranquilizer gear. We can't shoot him, not with that baby in his arms. He'll drop it. Then we climb, she says. Above them, the silverback's head droops for a second. He snarls through the swarm, shaking, flinching, but still shielding, still holding on. Time is running out, and they both know it. Annika pulls the climbing harness tight around her waist. Dev steadies the rope below, jaw clenched, eyes on the silverback thrashing high above. The bees are relentless, swarming, striking, defending their ruined hive with fury. But the gorilla refuses to move. He shields the chimp tighter now. The baby is limp, barely visible beneath the silverback's arm. Its chest rises, just barely. This isn't a rescue, Annika mutters. This is a stand. She climbs, slow, controlled. Her helmet knocks against vines. Sweat drips into her eyes. Every branch creaks. Every cry from above tightens the knot in her gut. 30 feet up, she sees his eyes. The gorilla stares straight at her, not wild, not rage. Pain. He blinks slowly, as if trying to stay awake, as if calculating whether she's a threat or a way out. Easy, big guy, she whispers. She's close now, 10 feet away, close enough to see the sting welt swelling along his arms, chest, face, close enough to hear the tiny, weak gasps of the baby chimp. Dev's voice cracks over the radio. You're almost level. Don't shoot, she says. No tranquilizer, not yet. She anchors herself between branches. The bees sting her twice in the neck, once across her glove. She doesn't flinch. The gorilla flinches at every buzz now, but still doesn't drop the infant. She raises her hand slowly, fingers open. Hey, she says softly, you're not alone anymore. The gorilla huffs, a warning deep in his chest, but doesn't lunge. Instead, he shifts, just slightly, revealing the baby more clearly. Annika's breath catches. The chimp is tiny, smaller than she thought. It looks only weeks old. Its eyes are half closed. Mucus crusts one nostril. Its fur is matted with sap and blood. "Dev, it's alive," she says, "but barely." "How is the gorilla holding it?" he asks. Annika swallows, like it's his own. The silverback's arms are trembling now. The branch beneath him groans with every shift. Blood seeps from a tear near his shoulder. Dozens of welts mark his face. He winces, but his grip never loosens. Annika unclips a small pouch of sugar water and fruit mash. She offers it, hand outstretched. The gorilla stares, then his nostrils flare. He leans slightly forward. Annika places the pouch on a thick limb between them. He reaches for it, slowly, never exposing the chimp. He drinks, only a few gulps, then curls protectively again. That's when she sees it. The gorilla's eyes drift. His body shifts. He's fading. He's not going to last much longer. And if he falls, so does the baby. Annika presses her radio. "We need a net ready. I'm not leaving without both of them." "Copy that. Net team mobilizing." She takes a breath, places one boot higher, reaches toward him again. "You held on this long," she whispers. "Let us help." The bees are louder now, but she's closer than ever. Rain starts to fall, not heavy, just enough to thicken the air and dampen the leaves. The bees don't care. If anything, they get angrier, frenzied now, stinging whatever they can reach. Annika clings to the branch just feet away from the gorilla. Her arms ache. Her hands are numb. But she doesn't retreat. The silverback sways slightly. His lips curl, not in aggression, but exhaustion. Blood mixes with sap along his side, and the baby chimp slips a little lower in his arm. "Dev," she says over the radio, "I need to move fast. He's losing grip." Ropes are set. Net team's ready, but it has to be clean. She nods, more to herself than anyone. "Okay, big guy," she whispers to the silverback. "I know you're scared, but I think you brought him up here to keep him safe, didn't you?" She doesn't expect a response, but something flickers in his eyes. Recognition. She inches forward, keeping her body low, eyes soft. She places her hand near the chimp, not touching, just offering. The gorilla growls low in his chest, not hostile, not warning, wary. She stays still, and then he shifts. The move is so slow it barely registers, but she sees it. He repositions the infant chimp, letting it rest on the branch between them, one massive hand still touching it. He won't leave it, but he's offering a choice. Annika gently lifts the baby, fragile, burning with fever. The chimp barely reacts. Its tiny fingers twitch. She tucks it into her jacket. The silverback watches, breathing hard, then slumps against the tree trunk. He doesn't fall, but he's close. The net team is in position below, stretching canvas between trees. Dev's voice buzzes in her ear. "Baby secured?" "Got it." "Then sedate him now." She pulls a small injector from her belt. "Last sting of the day," she mutters. She raises the dart, moves in, and presses it gently into his flank. The gorilla grunts, low, weak. His breathing slows, and then his fingers slip from the branch. "Now!" she screams. The silverback drops, 30 feet of dead air and twisted limbs. The net catches with a massive whoomp. Ropes tighten, branches creak, but the net holds. Below, the team swarms in, covered in protective gear. They surround him, stabilize, check vitals. He's alive, unconscious, safe. Annika climbs down, every muscle shaking, the baby chimp cradled against her chest. She reaches the ground, kneels beside the gorilla. Dev pulls off his helmet, eyes wide. "He protected it." Annika nods, the whole time. The rain falls harder now, the bees scatter, the forest quiets, and 2 lives, one giant, one fragile, are no longer clinging to branches. They're finally on solid ground. Rain soaks the canopy. The light is dim, filtered through wet leaves and cooling mist. The gorilla lies still in the net, chest rising slowly. His massive limbs twitch occasionally, residual tension, pain. But the sedative holds. The chimp sleeps in Annika's jacket, wrapped in gauze and heat pads, heart fluttering like a small bird. Time moves in pieces. One team works to stabilize the gorilla, cleaning stings, checking his breathing, running IV fluids into a vein in his thick arm. The welts are deep. His body is riddled with punctures, some already infected. The other team tends to the baby chimp. He's hypothermic, dehydrated, but alive. And that still doesn't make sense. Dev crouches beside Annika as she gently swabs the infant's face. He could have dropped him at any time, he says. He didn't, she murmurs. He climbed into the hive tree, on purpose. Dev shakes his head. That's suicide, for anyone, even for a silverback. Annika looks across the glade. Unless it was safer up there, for the baby. She picks up a trail cam from her gear pack, scrolls through the footage from earlier that week. Camera 14, near the ravine. Her breath catches. There, blurry, night vision, the baby chimp's troop fleeing across the trail. Chaos, something fast, something predatory, moving through the trees behind them. Next frame, silence, bodies, fur, blood. The troop is gone. Then, the silverback, not part of that group, standing at the edge of the carnage, holding something, tiny, breathing. Dev stares at the screen. He found it. Carried it, she adds. Protected it, then climbed where nothing could follow. But the bees? He took the pain to shield the baby, Annika says. He chose the hive because predators wouldn't follow, because we wouldn't either. They sit in silence. Then a soft sound breaks it. The chimp stirs. Its eyes flutter open. It sees Annika and reaches out. She places her finger in its tiny hand. It grips, weak but certain. Minutes later, they load both gorilla and infant into separate crates, carefully padded, warmed, and monitored. No sirens, no drama, just reverence. Before sealing the gorilla's container, Annika crouches beside him. His hand twitches. His eyes crack open, cloudy with sedative haze. She doesn't speak. She doesn't need to. She just nods. He blinks, once, then sleeps again. As the crates are hoisted and secured for transport, the rain slows. The bees are gone, and the trees seem to lean just slightly, listening, perhaps, for the absence of screams. Two lives that didn't belong to each other. Now bound by choice, and one impossible act of wild loyalty. Days pass. In a low-lit quarantine shelter on the edge of the reserve, the silverback lies on thick blankets. His breathing is shallow but steady. His body, scarred, battered, heals slowly. The stings swell, fade, and finally shrink to pink reminders. In the next room, the infant chimp curls under a heated towel. He drinks from a dropper, clutches a cloth bundle, and occasionally lets out faint mewing sounds. His fever breaks. His wounds close. They both live, but neither of them should have. Annika stands outside the observation glass, arms folded. She's been watching for hours. No clipboard, no reports, just presence. She reviews the trail footage again. Every frame reaffirms it. The chimp's family had fled a predator. All were lost, except this one. And somehow, the gorilla found it. He didn't just carry it, he kept it alive. Despite the pain, despite the bees, despite everything, no troop allegiance, no blood ties, no biological reason, just a choice. The team doesn't push it. They don't rush reintegration. For now, both are stable, and that's enough. Until the fourth evening, the doors between the two shelters are cracked open, just a little. No coaxing, no commands. The baby chimp crawls to the threshold, hesitates, then crosses it. Inside, the gorilla shifts, sniffing. The infant approaches. Slowly, the gorilla lifts his head, and the chimp curls against his arm, just like before. No drama, no sound, just two survivors finding comfort where the world gave them none. From that day forward, they sleep in the same enclosure. They eat at opposite ends, but always watch one another. And when the vet checks the chimp, the gorilla stays close, never interfering, just present. A silent guardian, Some say it's instinct, others call it an anomaly. But those who were there, they don't give it a name. They just sit in the quiet and watch something that doesn't need to be explained. Because in a forest that stings, burns, hunts, and abandons, these two didn't. They stayed, not for survival, for each other. In the wild, survival is simple. You run, you fight, you endure. But this gorilla didn't run. He didn't abandon. He chose pain, so another could live. No bond, no blood, just instinct. Or maybe something more. Because sometimes the wild doesn't just protect its own. Sometimes it protects what's helpless. And in doing so, shows us what courage really looks like. Tap-like, to honor the silent protectors of the wild. Hit subscribe for more stories of animal resilience and compassion. And tell us in the comments, was it instinct or was it love?